I'm Duke Devlin. I'm the world's sexiest man. Hello again, everyone. KTM here. So I'm wearing my fangs again. Why, may you ask? Well, I decided to review a movie and a book that deals with vampires. Yes, I've spoiled the big plot twist right then and there. But considering that the movie case reads best vampire movie ever, I don't think it was too much of a secret, which is kind of annoying because there is a lot of build up. But anyway, as you can obviously tell, it's called Let the Right One In. It was originally a book written by a Swedish guy and was converted into a movie because it was a big hit and it became even bigger, and then it got over here to America. I first saw it a while back in Swedish with English subtitles, but only have just recently gotten the book and the American release of the movie. So, I'm not sure how long either of those have been out, but again, I've only gotten them recently, like a month ago. Anyway, since the baseline story of the movie and the book are essentially the same, I can cover that for both of them. The story essentially follows a little boy named Oscar who is constantly being tormented at school by generic bullies of one form or another, and Ellie, a mysterious girl I'm not going to go into that, who arrives in town one night as a string of really bizarre murders starts to happen. Granted, there are a lot more characters in this, and the way the story actually follows a lot of different things, but that's the main premise, and most of the important characters are just in the subplots. And that's the thing. The book is subplot happy. There are about 3 or 4 major ones going on at any given time, each with its own character, its own set of issues, and a whole bunch of other interesting stuff. And the book has a tendency to jump between them like an ADD child trying to decide on what they want to watch on television. It can be just as annoying, as the dramatic parts are always where the author cuts off and then just throws in another sometimes even rather bland subplot. Usually they come to a conclusion rather undramatically too. But, that's literary technique, I suppose, so I can't really downgrade him for that. Normally, I don't like this. Subplot-happy stories make things a lot more complicated than they often need to be. And if one plot affects another, it is entirely possible to hurry through one plot that you don't like just so that you can get to a plot that interests you more. And then when these two plots combine and you didn't pay much attention to the second one, you have no idea what the hell is going on. But the thing with Let the Right One In, the book, is that all of the subplots were interesting. Each one had its own, again, little unique characters, and let's just say it's a lot of fun exploring the minds of some of these people. The movie doesn't make use of half of those subplots, which I find kind of sad, and yet at the same time I'm kind of glad because they remove some of the more slightly annoying parts. The problem is that a lot of the neat and interesting parts were also removed as well. For example, the book explains how Ellie got turned. And these dice, I'm wearing them not just for that crappy Duke Devlin impression I did. They're actually here because of something vaguely important at one point in the story that involves dice. And not only do you miss on a lot of those nice, cool, interesting things that it's really nice to know, you kind of miss out on some important things. Like this guy. When I first finished the movie, my immediate thoughts were, who the hell is this guy? I mean, you know who he is, I guess. He's a guy living with Ellie. But that's all you know. He seems like an important character, someone very close to Ellie. He goes around getting food and blood for her, and there's even a very dramatic scene early on where she's yelling at him as if he is a servant. And yet he's never established beyond that. Just a guy who helps Ellie how he can. What is the significance? Why is he there? What is the significance? Why is he there? Who the hell is he? You don't know. I don't even think it tells you his name in the movie. He's just a guy. In the book, he's given a name, and is in fact a major character with several important things going on with him, and a rather disgusting history that has its own demented sense of tragedy. I always like it when an author can do that. Well, it's established pretty early on. I will refrain from telling you what his deep, dark secret is, because, well, I'm a bitch. Anyway, these differences start to almost create 2 different worlds that the story takes place in. The world of the movie is a dark, gritty world, a sort of decrepit chaos in which a dark force has been unleashed for no other reason other than pure amusement. The world in the book is a much more real world, I suppose. While still dark and gritty in a happy land with really nothing left for anyone, everything is still realistic. Here, vampirism is actually explained. I won't give away how, but it's pretty cool and almost understandable and realistic. In the book, it's treated more like a disease, an infection, less than a supernatural curse as it's sort of seen in the movie. And both ways are incredibly awesome ways of dealing with vampirism, and in that respect, I don't know which one I like better. I can say the gritty realism of the book sometimes gets on my nerves, though. I won't give you any examples of that either, but let's just say I don't need to know the intricate details of the characters' excretion habits. I also prefer imagery in the movie over that which is given in the book most of the time, in particular the ending. Well, it's essentially the same. The ending of the movie reveals exactly what's going on, which the book kind of really only hints at. And it does it in a very cute, very adorable kind of way, and it's a very sweet way to end the movie, especially after what happened beforehand, which, again, the imagery for that is 10 times more awesome in the movie than it is in the book. Not to say that it isn't awesome in the book, but it's just a lot better in the movie, probably because you can actually see it. Anyway, overall, Let the Right One In is a great vampire story, and I can't say if I prefer the movie or the book better. They're both really good. And they've both got great things going for them, and they each have their own ups and downs. Again, I can't really decide. They're a good book, good movie. I suggest watching them if you're looking for a good vampire film. And more importantly, if you have any good vampire films that you would like me to see, let me know, because I love watching a good vampire flick. So, that said, I will be off. Peace, love, and the inevitable flowers.